We finished talking about the defeat of France by Prussia in 1871 and the Paris Commune, and we've already heard the political violence within the former nation began to fall apart after 1841, and the death of Leon Gambetta in 1882 killed any chance for real political consensus in the country. And now we will move on to the so-called Dreyfus Effect, which illustrates how far political polarization had gone in the country. On October 15th, in 1894, Alfred Dreyfus, a captain on the French General Staff, was placed under arrest for high treason. After some weeks, Dreyfus was found guilty of secret military full of irregularities, and a few days later, on January 5th, 1895, he was deprived of his rank and sent for life to Devil's Island in French Guiana. The conviction was primarily document found in the waste paper basket of a German military attaché. The German case was to a large extent due to anti-Semitism, which was often related to Catholic, reactionary, and anti-Republican feelings. A Republican and a Jew, Dreyfus had been an outsider among the aristocratic Catholic and monarchist officers of the French General Staff. Therefore, he followed officers were easily convinced to incriminate him. Naturally, as the reasoning went, if there was a traitor among them, it could only be Dreyfus. So even though his family, oh, by the way, he came from a wealthy Alsatian family, in any case, even though his family, especially his brother Matthew, made every effort to obtain a new trial, and some journalists came to Dreyfus' defense. For a long while, no one could make any headway. Well, in the following year, the counterintelligence section of the French General Staff received a new chief, Colonel George Paccard. This Colonel Paccard, a whistleblower in the United States, noticed that had not ended the leakage of military secrets. He also became aware that the handwriting on the incriminating document was similar to that of another member of the General Staff called Hestage. On top of that, Hestage happened to be in continual financial difficulties. The plot thickens, doesn't it? As we will see, Paccard is the real hero of our story here. Well, when Paccard insisted on proceeding against Estahij, nobody on the general staff was willing to listen to him, and was summarily transferred from Paris to Tunis in Africa. But before leaving Paris, he confidentially informed several people of Estahij, vice. Shortly, the two sides emerged on the issue, the pro and anti-Dreyfus. The pro-Dreyfus called Dreyfus were Jewish Protestants, anti-clerical and liberals, and among them were the novelists Anatole France, Émile Zola, and Georges Clemenceau, the liberal politician, journalist, and later premier. Interestingly enough, the socialists were reluctant supporters of Dreyfus because the social leaders doubted that their adherents, the workers, perceived a connection between their own interests and the cause of wealthy Jewish officers. On the other side were the anti-Dreyfusers, Catholic, monarchists, anti-Semite, frustrated nationalists, and many rural elements. Now, of course, there was money involved in the whole thing too, as you may suspect. In particular, what further fueled the hostility was the 1885 failure of a Roman Catholic banking firm, for which its Jewish rival, including the Rothschild, with their spiritual resources and shrewdness, were blamed, including quite once on all agitation for Dreyfus. French laid out the trial against Hage, and lo and behold, he was acquitted. Ficot, one of the witnesses that Hage was arrested and imprisoned. Therefore, the procedure provoked one of the greatest political documents in modern J'accuse, which means I accuse. And this open letter, addressed to the President of the Republic, published in 1988 in Clemenceau's newspaper, Émile Zola, stated the case against the army leaders briefly and succinctly. He signed out the responsible officer by name and devoted to each one of them a single paragraph beginning with accuse. Rightly expecting that he too would be condemned, Zola fled to London, which he continued to fight. Under these circumstances, the highest court of appeal set aside the previous condemnation of Dreyfus, and a new trial date was set on June 22. A new trial culminated in the bizarre verdict that confirmed guilt, but at the same time pardoned him by conceding him extenuating circumstances. Still in September, the Dreyfus accepted pardon from the President of France. This brought his immediate release, although it implied a tacit admission of guilt. As a matter of fact, it took 7 more years until 1906 before Dreyfus was finally exonerated of the charge and readmitted into the army. Incidentally, afterward, although this is a thing of the past, however, the factions in the Dreyfus affair remained in place for decades in its aftermath. As a result of the affair, the political right acquired an ideology, and the left received a new sense of direction. The liberal victory played an important role in prompting liberal restoration, such as an ideal enactment separating coalition and even now, his statues and monuments are occasionally vandalized by far-right activists. Most importantly, the Dreyfus affair was symbolic of a whole series of unanswered questions in French society: republic or monarchy, Catholic or secular, liberal or authoritarian. This issue remained unsolved not just during World War I, but also during World War II, when under Nazi auspices the ghost of the anti-Dreyfus movement was raised from the dead and placed in power. What is this resurrected ghost? Anyone? Yes. The Vichy government? Precisely. As you all must know from reading James Hall's article, the right-wing Vichy was composed mostly of old anti-Dreyfus or their descendants. The more things change, the more they remain the same, as the French writer Alphonse Carrel said. Well, that's why we are doing what we are doing, after all, isn't it, folks? Well, this is as good as any for a second British reaction to this whole incident. Before we wrap up today, I'd like to touch on the affair's influence across the channel.